My name is Dr. Brent Hill, and I practice in Modesto, California. I've been in practice for a little over 23 years now. And the chiropractic miracle that I'd like to share with you is one that happened about a dozen years ago in my practice. The husband and wife had brought their daughter in, and she was about 12 years old, and they wanted to get her checked out for scoliosis. And I can remember it just as clear as day that they were both sitting across the consultation table from me, their desk, and their daughter was sitting off to the side. And I would ask both the husband and wife questions, and the wife would always answer. I didn't think anything of it right away, but then it became more apparent that the husband wasn't even kind of reacting or interacting at all. And I asked if the husband could hear, and the wife said, no, he can't hear. He hasn't been able to hear since he was 5 years old. And so all of a sudden I started to ask more questions about the husband. And I was very interested still in the daughter, and we worked with her very successfully. But the wife had shared with me that when her husband, Gary, had been 5 years old, his mother had been baking a cake and had been stirring the cake mix up with a wooden spoon, and so the boys always fought over who would get the wooden spoon to lick the cake batter or whatever it was off of there. And so Gary got it, and he was running through the house with this wooden spoon sticking out of his mouth. And well, as little boys do, they're running, and the brother tripped him, and the spoon poked back into his mouth, and ever since that time he had lost his hearing. And of course I'm thinking, well, this is Harvey Lillard's story, the foundation for chiropractic all over again. Going through chiropractic college, I had always been very skeptical of all the supposed miracles that we had heard about, if they were kind of far-fetched or if they had any real foundation to them. And I thought, well, this is my opportunity to prove it not only to myself, but hopefully be involved with a chiropractic miracle. And so we checked Gary out. For sure, his atlas was way out of adjustment, and started to adjust him within. Now you have to remember that his whole life, his whole lifestyle, his education throughout the years, and he was in his mid-30s at this time, had been affected by this loss of hearing. He had never been able to successfully use hearing aids, so all through school, kids had always called him dummy, and hadn't ever picked up on any of his education. He had, in the area of California that we're in, it's very agricultural, a lot of orchards and that type of thing. So he worked for an orchard clearing company. So they would be out with chainsaws, cutting up almond trees and walnut trees in the wintertime, and didn't ever have to wear ear protection because he couldn't hear anyway. He would play pool with his buddies and drink beer and those type of things. And within a half a dozen visits, his hearing was restored, completely restored. And it was just life-changing for him. It was a bittersweet for him because he could hear what was going on around him, and he actually realized that a lot of the people that he had been associated with basically treated him like an idiot. And he ended up pretty much changing his whole social network when this happened. But went back to school, started to get an education, and I've kind of lost track of him over the years, but it was so dramatic, the change that happened for him, that's, in my eyes, a chiropractic miracle.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah.